So, I may have to turn the light on. There we go. Guys, welcome to Happy Place Aquatics. Can you hear me? Well, hopefully somebody can hear me. So, this is my first live stream. Got my Oscar next to me. Oscar's behind me. So let's chat. Thank you, Scott, for letting me know that it's all good. I feel like I'm really high on this chair, too. All right, so there we go. Let's get a little thing on there. Over my shoulder here. Actually, I'm going to stand next to it. 240-gallon tank. These guys are hungry. I haven't fed them yet, so I might do that. Feed Extreme. Got a little bit of a glare, but the Feed Extreme. Some of the big pellets for the bigger guys, and then I have some other stuff for the other ones. So, dudes act like they never eat. They eat every day. Probably eat more than me. Down there. Another Extreme product. These guys eat a lot. The ceiling is really low. Guys, this room was originally intended to be my man cave, and then it just turned into a fish room. Right next to the computer, right here, is a 55-inch TV. So I kind of got the stream going up there. Welcome. So, what do everybody want to talk about? Guys, I got projects coming. I haven't figured out what project I want to do first. I know I need to, on the stand that I built, I do need to add like a complete light for the bottom row because the tanks down there are kind of dark and I have plants in some of them. I'd like them to grow. Anybody who's a mechanic knows. Wrong side. I gotta get used to this. Cornwell. I have currently running. I have 15 in this room. I have I gotta count them. 15 in this room. I have 13 on the other side, and I have 7 upstairs. think I still have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, maybe 10 left to build racks for. I think I'm around 50. And 50 total is a lot of tanks. I know everybody's like, oh, your electric bill and your this and your water bill. I'm not worried about that. It's a hobby. It's only money. You can't take it with you. My largest fish right now is going to be my Lutino Oscar, but it's running next to this one and my Tiger Oscar and my 240. It's running between the two of them. They're about the same. Other than that, I've got a pretty substantial goldfish, though. I have, I think I have a 10-inch goldfish in a 300-gallon pond. My biggest tank is my 300-gallon stock tank, but my biggest glass tank is my 240. It's on a homemade stand. Currently has 3 canister filters on it, which isn't enough. I also have the 2 Aquarium Co-op sponge filters in it. So I appreciate all the questions. I don't mind answering them. I'm thirsty. It's hot down here. It's like 85 degrees in this room. I do have a really cool 44-gallon quarter tank coming. I got to build a stand for it. So, and them 300 to 500-gallon tanks are hard to find, especially where I'm at. I don't know where you guys are, but I'm in Ohio, and people up here want stupid money for fish tanks. I got lucky with that one. I got that one cheap. I got that tank for $200 with the stand. The stand was dilapidated. I mean, it was literally falling apart. I actually have a video of my wife burning it on my things. Greetings from the car. Welcome. Be careful driving in your car. I don't want you to get hurt. I'd like an acrylic tank. I don't think I have anything acrylic. I have well, that's not really technically acrylic. It's just really thick plastic that kind of holds up. Man, I have no discus. So here's a fun fact. I started my 90-gallon tank that have my mixed cichlids in it. I started it with Walrus. I started out with 8 Walrus, and then I bought a couple of more. I had 11 total, and by the time that they were done being quarantined, they were all dead. I ended up catching velvet. One of the fish had to have had it, and the rest of them just took it. I mean, I treated it for what I thought was ick, and I went about it the completely wrong way. If you know anything about the 2 diseases, their treatments are different. And I mean, I lost all 11 of them. That was probably one of the most heartbreaking things I think I've done, because I've wanted those fish forever. There was 2 fish that got me started in the hobby. One is this little whiner right here. It's an Oscar. The other one is electric blue Acara, which I have a whole mess of them in a 10-gallon over here. But the Walrus are expensive. I'm lucky. One of my friends actually owns a fish store, so I do come across a lot of fish. If you guys watched one of my videos from the other night, he just gave me an entire bag of Serpae tetras. I'm pretty sure there's more than 50 in there. They're currently in a quarantine tank. I'm treating them with, just a broad spectrum of things, because I want to make sure they're healthy before I put them in any other tank. But Walrus and juveniles were like $20 a piece. I actually have a Tetra tank upstairs that has, and I mean, it has an array of Tetras. And they say Tetras don't school with any other breed of Tetra. There's neon Tetras, there's rummy nose Tetras, cardinal Tetras. I mean, they're black skirt Tetras, candy cane Tetras. They all school together. I even have rasboras in there that school with the tetras. They all school together. It's just weird. They're not technically supposed to do that, but they do it. This fish right here is a whiner. Fun fact about this fish is actually my the little baby fish in the thumbnail for my tank, or for my channel. That was her when she was a baby. I agree. Acrylic does yellow over time. I do see a lot of people that have an acrylic tank and they do turn yellow. They do scratch easy. Off and on since I was a kid, I've been keeping fish. I had a goldfish at one point in time in a 10-gallon tank that I'm going to be really embarrassed for saying this. I got it at a fair. It had one eye. I had a 10-gallon tank. I put it in the 10-gallon tank. And this is back in the era of the bubblers with like the cotton balls and like media inside of it in that era. I was probably 13. I'm 42 now. But that fish lived for 10 years in a 10-gallon tank with one of the cheapest made filters I've ever seen. I mean, I ran the same filter, same bubbler, same airline for 10 years. I cleaned it, of course, but not, no, let me rephrase that. My mom cleaned it. So, yeah, I just turned 42 in October. I'll be 43 this coming October. I'm getting old. The only thing that kind of limits me on things now in the fish room, like putting that big tank on the stand, I had to have my hip replaced. So I really couldn't, at the time I put that on the stand, I couldn't lift anything. I was on weight restriction. I couldn't lift anything heavier than 25 pounds. Well, that's out the window. I'm done past that. You know what, man? I had a fish, a goldfish. It's in a couple of my videos. I called her Fancy. She was a fancy fintail. I got her from my boss's girlfriend's son. Gave me 3 of them. There was a common goldfish, there was an Aranda, and the fancy fantail. Her name was really Camo. The big goldfish's name, the common goldfish's name was Default, and the Aranda's name was Lumpy. Well, Lumpy didn't make it 3 days. Lumpy was swimming upside down, wasn't eating, his wind was turning black. Lumpy was pretty much done. So I had to do the right thing, and I had to euthanize it. Default made it till this summer. He lived his life out in an outdoor pond for the summer. He was old. He was at one time, he was my largest fish. He was 12 and a half inches long. And then I lost Fancy in October. So she was like 10 years old. She was my oldest fish. But she would, every time I cleaned the tank, she'd rub against my arm like she was thanking me for cleaning the tank. And I mean, I did it twice a week. I was cleaning her tank on Sunday and on Wednesday. I did it like clockwork because I know goldfish are messy fish. They had a hang on the back, 4 sponge filters, and a Marineland 360 on it. So, I mean, the tank was very filtrated. But I still did it, and it's like she just loved it. So, you know, it's fun. I'm down here in this room. I have a lamp way over there in that corner, but it's on. It stays on. It never turns off. Got a heater right here next to me, but the rest of the light is coming from the fish tanks and this stupid TV. This place is bright still. Yes, Daisy. I will feed you, sweetheart. I also have an Oscar right here. You can't really see him. He is another Tiger Oscar. He's a little smaller than Daisy, a little smaller than this one over here. His name is Ludwig. He's actually a really nice fish. I don't think I can give you a quick tour because I can't pick this computer up. I would have to do the live stream on my phone next time, which isn't a bad idea. Yeah, the computer's kind of heavy. But Got a 75 here, 75 below, 240. There's a 125 South American, 125 African cichlid with embonas in it, which they're all just seem to be knocking themselves off. I have a 90-gallon with mixed African cichlids. I have a 75 with hybrid cichlid / apps. So I have two 55-gallon saltwater tanks. One has a single Bangai cardinal, and then the other 55 has 6 yellowtail damsels and 1 hermit crab. On the other side of the fish room, there is 8 tanks on a rack that have everything ranging from a jaguar to tetras. I have betas, plecos, guppies, neon tetras. There's a bunch of stuff over there. I don't think I can live stream twice off 2 different devices at the same time. I tell you what, I can do a video tomorrow. Actually, I'll do a live stream tomorrow and show everybody what's going on. So, Roger, thank you for the compliment. I can stream off of 2 different devices at one time. Is that what you're saying? That would be weird if I could. And how would I do that? That's going to be odd. Let's find out, shall we? Okay. I'm going to have to do that. I'll check that out and look into it. I will try that next time. I will look into that. Thank you for that idea. Guys, if you're looking for me, if you just want to follow me on Facebook, it's Happy Place Aquatics. Also have a TikTok, but I don't really do much on either one of those yet. I might do that. I have a couple of different phones too. I have a couple of different iPhones that stream pretty well. So, I actually just put the internet in my basement. Forever, this place was like a dungeon. Other than the fish tanks, I couldn't get cell phone service down here. I mean, I couldn't even stream music on my phone. I don't even believe a radio picks up down here. I mean, it's just wild how this place just looks like a bomb shelter, I think. So where's everybody from? I am near Cleveland, Ohio. I'm in a suburb outside of Cleveland. From Michigan. Okay. Well, hopefully your weather up there is as nice as mine. What, New Hampshire? Wow. I am jealous of the North Carolina here, my dude. I hate cold weather. I'm a country boy at heart. I really don't like Ohio. I was born and raised here, but I just don't like it. I don't even know what the temperature is here. I think it's, yeah, that is definitely incorrect. My computer says it's 8 degrees outside. There's no way. I don't believe that at all. Nope, 31. Thank God it's not snowing. Man, I can take heat, but humidity is the one thing I can't take. I'm not a big fan. So I'm trying to think of some other fish I want to get, like some opinions on. What are you guys' opinion on jaguar cichlids? I have one. It is what the hell is my computer doing? For some reason, my computer decided to put something up there. Jack Dempsey's are good with Jaguar cichlids? I might have to get a Jack Dempsey and put in there with him. I had 2 Jaguars. I had them in the same tank. I was kind of trying to, quarantine them together. Man, and I came down here and I just had scales all over the place. This fish was missing all kinds of body parts. I'm like, well, I'm going to move you and see if you make it. And I put it in another tank by itself and it healed. That's a tough fish, man. I mean, that fish, the top of it was missing scales. They were all over the bottom of the tank. It was terrible. Man, I had a shit ton of in bonus too. And then for some reason in my 125, man, they just keep dropping like flies.